Good morning, everyone. On this Tuesday, January 25th, we were going through the book of Samuel, both last week with 1 Samuel and this week is 2 Samuel. But because today is a great feast day, the conversion of St. Paul the Apostle, our readings from the first reading that is given is obviously orientated towards the conversion of St. Paul. So I'm reading from the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 22, verses 3 through 16. Paul addressed the people in these words: I am a Jew, born in Tarsus of Cilicia, but brought up in this city. At the feet of Gamaliel, I was educated strictly in our ancestral law and was zealous for God, just as all of you are to today. I persecuted this way to death, binding both men and women and delivering them to prison. Even the high priest and the whole council of elders can testify on my behalf. For from them I even received letters to the brothers and set out for Damascus to bring back to Jerusalem in chains for punishment those there as well. On that journey, as I drew near to Damascus, about noon, a great light from the sky suddenly shone around me. I fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to me, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? I replied, Who are you, sir? And he said to me, I am Jesus, the Nazarene, whom you are persecuting. My companions saw the light, but did not hear the voice of the one who spoke to me. I asked, What shall I do, sir? The Lord answered me, Get up and go to Damascus, and there you will be told about everything appointed for you to do. Since I could see nothing because of the brightness of the light, I was led by hand by my companions and entered Damascus. A certain Ananias, a devout observer of the law and highly spoken of by all the Jews who lived there, came to me and stood there and said, Saul, my brother, regain your sight. At that very moment I regained my sight and saw him. Then he said, The God of our ancestors designated you to know his will, to see the righteous one, and to hear the sound of his voice. For you will be his witness before all to what you have seen and heard. Now, why delay? Get up and have yourself baptized and your sins washed away, calling upon his name. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Well, the book of Acts has three different occasions where the testimony of Paul's conversion. And each one has slightly different audience. And so while it's the same story, you get it from a slightly different angle because of the audience. You're obviously going to emphasize certain things because of the audience. And in this case, he's addressing primarily Jews. A little bit later, in a few more chapters, he's going to be in a mixed audience, which are going to be also Gentiles. So it will be slightly different. But in this one, you're going to notice certain things because of the nature of addressing it to Jews. He will say certain things. Now, let's just give one example so that you kind of get the feel for this. He mentions that he is led to Damascus to meet with a certain Ananias. And notice how it's described. Ananias, a devout observer of the law, and highly spoken of by all the Jews who lived there. A devout observer of the law. And this is really important. The early believers in Jesus didn't throw away the law of Moses as if that was the old stuff and in with the new. Far from that. Far, far, far from that. And Jesus himself said, I didn't come here to abolish the law, but came to fulfill the law. What Apostle Paul's contention was what was required of the law for a Gentile to come into the covenant, and that argument comes from within the law itself. So that distinction has to be kept in mind. We even see the whole problem that Apostle Paul was arrested and was put into prison to be sent to Rome was because he was following the law. He was in the temple, observing as an observant Jew. So this kind of category that Paul just sort of threw away everything that had to do with the law, I think is just very superficial. You really have to understand much more deeply what Apostle Paul's ministry to the Gentiles was all about. He felt very strongly as the nations, as the book of Isaiah will put, they are to represent as nations their own cultural, but they weren't supposed to follow all the nit and gritty things of the law because that was for Jewish people to fulfill. Okay, I should call it quits at this point, but at least you get a flavor of this in this testimony. The big news is that God appointed him, obviously, to be the man that he was called to be. And what a difference it has made in the history of the church. And so we give praise to God for this great testimony. Stay safe, folks. Hopefully we see each other soon. Bye for now.